he still wants to get her power situation right.
Yes,
I support him for that.
Yes, let him just let him make the power situation.
The power situation.
Yes,
and also be mindful of the things he says, honestly. But he should just face the job and
yes,
get power working again.
Yes,
Fuel is expensive.
It's very expensive.
If we can't pay for fuel, let's enjoy power.
We can't buy enough food for our families and on our table. So let him get it right.
Let him get it out there.
Yes,
more stories this beautiful morning, and we understand that ICPC took El-Rufai back into custody. His bail hearing has been adjourned. Don't forget that he was allowed to go bury his mother over the weekend, and the ICPC didn't wait for an additional day for him to stay out of custody.
Yes,
he's been taken back into custody. All right, let's take the story quickly. The Federal High Court, it's in page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. Court adjourns El-Rufai's bail hearing till today. The Federal High Court in Kaduna, presided over by Justice Ruwan Aikawa, on Tuesday adjourned the hearing of the bail application filed by former Kaduna State Governor, Madam Nasir El-Rufai, today, Wednesday. El-Rufai's lawyer, Upong Abang, SAN, who refused to give details on Tuesday's proceedings, however, said, and I quote, "I'm sorry, I can't talk now. We are in the middle of work. I have to go and file responses." The hearing of the bail application has been adjourned till Wednesday, he said. El-Rufai was subsequently taken away from the court premises by operatives of the ICPC in a white Hilux vehicle. Earlier, the former governor had returned to the Federal High Court amid tight security for the hearing of his bail application in an ongoing corruption trial.
Yes, before we move on, let's take this break.
All right.
It's Choco time. Donald Choco is here with a taste you love. Just open the door and enjoy the chocolatey ride. Donald Choco 3-in-1. Ooh, taste it, love it. Donald Choco 3-in-1. Ooh, I love it.
Introducing the new Dano Choco 3-in-1. It's tasty, creamy, and satisfying. Taste it, love it.
Glad to know you're there. It's still conversation on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Well, this another story regarding National El-Rufai this morning. Still on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. El-Rufai drops $1 billion rights enforcement suit against Abuja magistrate. Former governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, on Tuesday withdrew the $1 billion fundamental rights enforcement suit he filed against a magistrate court at the Federal Capital Territory. The magistrate at the Federal Capital Territory, the magistrate court, named as second defendant before the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja. Counsel for the former governor, Ugochukwu Nnaku, informed that the trial judge, Justice Joyce Abdulmalik, of the withdrawal shortly after the matter was called to hear his ex parte motion. The withdrawal of the magistrate followed an observation made by Justice Abdulmalik when the matter was heard on the 25th of March. At the proceedings of last week, the judge picked holes in El-Rufai's suit for failing to specify the magistrate who was sued as second defendant in the matter. Nnaku then sought an adjournment to properly identify the name of the magistrate that was sued. Upon resumed airing on Tuesday, the Nnaku informed the court that the matter was scheduled for the hearing of the ex parte motion for substituted service of all court documents on the second defendant magistrate. He, however, said that a motion to withdraw the suit against the second defendant had been filed on the 30th of March. In urging the court to strike out the name of the second defendant as a party in the suit and to equally strike out their earlier ex parte motion before the court.
Well, we'll see what happens out of that. Now, talking about budgets now, the Senate passed a 68.323 trillion naira as 2026 budget, jacked up from 58.47 trillion naira on Tinubu's request, approves additional loan of $6.9 billion
within hours.
Reps approved 68.3 trillion budget for 2026 fiscal year and joined plenary till April 21. There are some points here that I just want us to look into.
Why are we still borrowing?
Yes, and
that's the question. Why are we still borrowing? $6.9 billion.
And President Tinubu Adela said Nigeria will not
borrow again. That's one of the things they told us when they removed subsidy.
Yes.
We are paying through our nose. Noses, actually.
Yes.
And we're still borrowing.
Yes. And we are still suffering.
Who will pay who will repay this debt?
Now, just listen to the
I can imagine what our debt profile is at this moment. I can imagine.
Just listen to these details now. Here. Now, Nigeria will be spending 68.323 trillion naira. That is about $47.8 billion as its budget to provide services, including execution of capital projects and the payment of salaries this year. Now, this came as the Senate passed a joint National Assembly report on the 2026 appropriation bill in Abuja on Tuesday. The new figure was jacked up by over 9.091 trillion naira from the initial 58.747 trillion naira President Bola Tinubu laid before the National Assembly on December 19, 2025. The additional 9.091 trillion naira was requested by Tinubu himself to adjust the budget to accommodate legacy commitments in transportation, health sectors carried over from previous years and other provisions, including spending on the judiciary. I believe that maybe the education sector will be included in the other provisions that he mentioned. Now, for instance, 5.71 trillion out of the 9 trillion naira is provided for the regularization of outstanding capital obligations carried over from the 2025 budget, as well as projections in the value of 2 trillion naira omitted across the country. Provision for the health sector, 482.758 billion naira. For the Ministry of Finance, yes, almost the same amount, 8.960 billion for the feasibility studies on the Calabar-Maiduguri corridor that has been on for a long time, and the Maiduguri-Sokoto super highway, 98.513 million. Court of Appeal, 268 billion naira for the judiciary and 36 billion naira for the Supreme Court. And in passing the 2026 budget, the Senate extended the implementation of the capital component of the 2025 budget from March 31 to June 30. Well, all this is beginning to be worrying to me.
Very worrying, honestly, because I mean, check it out. What the question is, why should we still be borrowing? That wasn't what they told us.
Yes.
You know, I can imagine what our debt profile is at this moment. Wow. May God heal our land.
Yes.
It's more than security issues at this point.
And this Calabar, Lagos coastal road and the super highway, Sokoto to where? Now, I don't know. Some cash will still be missing at the end of the day. Yes, it is Nigeria. We know Nigeria, we hail thee. It is Nigeria. Our leaders are not so truthful. Yes, our politicians are not truthful to the people. Yes, they are not open-minded.
Well, one of the things we addressed earlier while we're talking about the insecurity in Nigeria, about possible census and knowing how many foreigners we have. Listen to what the Minister of Interior, Tunji Ojo, is saying this morning on the Punch newspaper. Over 840,000 foreigners have overstayed their visas. 840,000. Those are the ones that overstayed. The ones that we don't even have their record at all. Only God knows how many there are. And we are here making noise and talking about insecurity. How would a country be safe when you have 840,000 foreigners who have overstayed their visas? It's a major problem. All right, so let's go straight to the Middle East for update from there. Page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune. Middle East crisis. Iran defends restrictions on Strait of Hormuz transit, blames U.S. Israel. The embassy of Iran in Abuja has defended the country's decision to impose restrictions on maritime transits through the Strait of Hormuz, blaming what it described as aggressive actions by the United States and Israel for the current tension in the Persian Gulf. In a statement on Tuesday, the embassy said the Islamic Republic of Iran was exercising its legitimate right to self-defense in line with the Article 51 of the United Nations Charter, following what it called act of aggression carried out on the 28th of February. The statement said the situation had created an emergency security environment in the Persian Gulf, particularly around the Strait of Hormuz, which it noted had affected maritime safety and the normal flow of transit through the strategic water. The embassy maintained that Iran, as a coastal state, remained committed to international maritime law, including the principle of freedom of navigation and innocent passage. However, it said the country had been compelled to introduce precautionary and restrictive measures to protect its national security and vital interests. The statement said maritime transit through the Strait of Hormuz would now be subject to regulations and directives issued by Iranian authorities, adding that any vessel considered a threat to national security or regional stability could face restrictions. It also warned that ships linked to the United States, Israel, or their allies would be closely monitored in line with international law. The embassy, however, stressed that the Strait of Hormuz remained open to international navigation and that lawful passage for countries that respect international law and do not act against Iran's security would continue without disruption. But that's the message coming from the Iranian authority, the embassy in Abuja.
Yes,
saying that they are using that to, but we know what they're doing. That is one weapon that they have, and they are using it. Forget all the things that
they are using
the
it.
embassy saying.
Well, the embassy is saying it. It's coming. If the embassy is saying it, it's coming straight from from Iran.
And we know more than that. We know that it's the tool that they have to deal with the entire world.
Yes,
and they are using it.
Yeah, and I remember about 2 weeks ago. Yes, 2 weeks ago, they said any vessel that was not permitted to cross that Strait of Hormuz would be bombed. Yes, would be bombed. These are just mild languages.
Yes, so these are mild languages. They are diplomatic languages. They came from the embassy, so they have to be diplomatic. But we will know that that's one tool that they have, and they are using it pretty well.
And now, yes, further, it said that the embassy said any disruption to maritime safety in the region should be blamed on what it described as unlawful and provocative actions by the United States and Israel. And it reiterated that Iran would continue to take all necessary measures within the framework of international law to protect its sovereignty, national security, and territorial integrity.
We know, that diplomatic statement.
Yes.
I took that headline earlier coming from Tunji Ojo. Let me take that story coming from the Punch newspaper. The Minister of Interior, Tunji Ojo, on Tuesday disclosed that Nigeria currently has more than 840,000 foreign nationals who have overstayed their visas.
Yes.
Tunji Ojo, who stated this during an interview on Channels Television, said that the figure was obtained through the country's upgraded immigration system noting that irregular migration is not limited to Nigerians abroad, but also affects Nigeria. According to him, as of this morning, through our upgraded system, I can tell you that the number of overstayers that we have about 840,290 visa overstayers in Nigeria. These are citizens of different countries in Nigeria, almost a million. The minister's disclosure comes amid public concerns over a migration agreement between Nigeria and the United Kingdom. On March 19, Nigeria and the United Kingdom signed 3 memoranda of understanding on migration partnership. Defending the MOU, Tunji Ojo stressed that the pact was based on reciprocity and mutual cooperation. He said the MOU seeks to establish a framework for regulated and safe migration between both countries and strengthen collaboration against irregular migration, human trafficking, and smuggling. That's coming from the Punch newspaper.
Yes, before we go on, let's take this break.
Unstoppable you, fueling your vitality the whole day through. Embrace each challenge with renewed might. With Supermalt, your performance takes flight.
With 20 essential vitamins, minerals, and nutrients, one Supermalt multivitamin after breakfast every day keeps you going.
Conversation. Glad to know you're there. In the next couple of minutes, the phone lines will be open for you to share your thoughts on some of the topics and, of course, stories that we've taken this morning. Bimbo has one.
Yes, I have one here. Beg your pardon. Yes, politics here now. 30 reps move across parties. 14 join APC. ADC gains 9. PDP loses 12. That is on the political scene here now. And no fewer than 30 members of the 10th House of Representatives on Tuesday defected to various political parties as the African Democratic Congress ADC emerged as the opposition party with the second highest number of minority members in the House of Representatives. On Tuesday, the ADC, which initially had 7 members, added 9 to bring its number to 16. The shift in the composition of members came after 9 lawmakers defected to the ADC from various political platforms, including the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, and other opposition parties. And the APC lost 2 members to other parties but gained 14 new members, while the People's Democratic Party, PDP, lost 12 members and gained none. The opposition party now has 37 members on the floor, while the ruling APC has 280 members. Labour Party lost 4 members and gained 1, and now has 12 members in the House. Accord Party, which had 4 members before, gained 2 more, bringing its number of its members to 3. Well, that is the situation there.
As the situation, well, just to remind you, our phone line remains the same: 080-5500-9850, 070-5555-1985. Well, you can begin to put your calls across this morning to share your thoughts with us. Have a caller? Yes.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Well.
I'm Minister of Transport. Oakland and Main Project. Project High Neck. Never minutes of that one. As far as I'm concerned. Now on clean. You can see what I'm talking about. They are talking to 2027. They are doing that. Come now, go to the Amaka. Take the Amaka. The animals. They will kill them. His life is so special to him. You can see one thing Nigeria people. Now I'm borrowing. He said not to again, no? The economy is improving. Plenty money. Once I had a borrow. I could have said, when they borrow money in Nigeria, they will share the money. among themselves. Debt is Nigeria debt. That is coming in Nigeria. They are not
Mr. Enrem, thank you very much. But please, with due respect, no foul languages on this program. Yes, we should be modest and be cultured in giving our views and opinions on any issue that we have dished out to you, talking about headlines from the newspapers. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, Joe Michael calling from
Mr. Joe Michael.
Yes, sir. Yes, issue of borrowing. Yes, they promised that they won't borrow again. But I know they will still borrow. Even the major issue that they borrow for is this coming election. They are not borrowing because of Nigerians, so they are not borrowing because of the citizens. They are borrowing because of the election coming. Yes, that is just the issue. So that they can have more money to share. God bless you, my brother. Have a nice time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joe Michael. The program is still Conversation on Oluyole FM 98.5 right here in the city of Ibadan. 070. Well, yes, a call is coming. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm also calling from this channel, Gumosho.
Yeah, Mosora, you're welcome.
Happy New Month. This month is the month of
same to you.
happiness and blessing for all of us in Nigeria.
Amen.
On the issue of borrowing, that our government wants to borrow, first for them is that they should have the fear of God on money they are borrowing. Because we did not see any impact of borrowing in Nigeria. Look at what is happening for all of us, most of common one in Nigeria today. For example, security, education, increase in fuel price. You say that our leader is not faithful to us and is not honest to us. But they did this for us that they will be faithful and honest. They should have the fear of God. But whatever we do in this earth, what we ask for us in heaven, what will be them with us in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Mosora from Ojita Naira, Ugbomosho. We are still expecting more calls. 070-5555-1985. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
God bless you.
Amen.
We are from you.
Yes, you are welcome.
Happy New Month.
The same to you.
There is no decision made without its consequences, whether negative or positive. As it is, we are today the products of the decision made yesterday by us, or the ones made on our behalf. Like you said, it is not as if we have porous borders in this country as such, but our borders were thrown open to the killers when late Muhammadu Buhari was the president. He invited all the foreign Fulanis from Sudan, Chad, Niger, Mali, and other countries to come to Nigeria and to be issued visas on arrival. You see, the dissidents that have plundered and devastated their own countries were given free visas, free doors to our own country. Now, for that parochial policy we are suffering today, now, is it not too late to be crying when the head is already rolling? God, save our country. Good morning.
Thank you very much for that. All right, quick break on the show. I'll be back.
I am malaria, the king of malaria parasites. My mission is simple, to take over your body, to cause fever, chills, headache. But one thing stands in my way. Come on, come on, come on.
effective relief from malaria. Comal on, malaria gone. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult doctor.
Wake up. It's choco time. Dano Choco is here with a taste you love. Just open, pour, and enjoy the chocolatey bite. Dano Choco 3-in-1. Ooh, taste it, love it. Dano Choco 3-in-1. Ooh, I love it.
Introducing the new Dano Choco 3-in-1. It's tasty, creamy, and satisfying. Taste it, love it.
Glad to know you're there. We're still picking calls on conversation this morning. 070-5555-1985. Another caller here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Bimbo. Good morning, Mr.
Good morning.
Good morning, I'm Judy. I'm calling from Konova. What Mr. Makandi from the said, I think it was last week I talked about it. Now, someone who called himself an elder statesman in this country, who have ruled this country twice as a military and as an elder state, brought that calamity on this country. And yet we did not deem it fit to remove that person's name and put it there from the order of fame to order of shame in this country and just put it there permanently. What that decision they took that day has claimed millions of lives and millions of property and has damaged people's ways of life. There are so many people in the IDP camps now. So many people who are in the hospitals who can never get well again in their life. So many destructions. And we still regard that person as a former president and former head of state. We still put them their name and regard them as elder statesmen in this country. Well, the time is coming in this country. All of those people, all of them put together, they have a book will be written, and that the future generation will know each role each person plays in this country. They won't escape it. They cannot escape. All of them together. Now, that's that. Then on the issue of tax regime that was done by the federal government, what they told us before when they started this thing was that when they start this tax regime, there will not be multiple taxation again. States and local government will not be taxing again. Your banks will not be taxing again. This money, all of us, if you check your account, you know that they removed so many things that they used to remove before. In fact, they even added more. The stamp duty that they said is going to be removed once. Now it's removed like every transaction. You do any transaction, if you do 12 today, they remove it 12 times. The account maintenance charge is still there. The charge card was still there, and the charge the card POS card is still there. Everything you just remove. The text messages are still there. So they are just making us, and they said they are going to use this money for benefit of Nigeria. These 3 months are going to the 4th month. Have we seen the result? Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your thoughts with us this beautiful Wednesday morning.
Yes, still expecting more calls, especially Babadi Dayo from Okeho, Mr. John from Ilorin. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Speaking from Lanlate.
From Lanlate, you are welcome.
I wish you happy new month.
Yes, same to you
this
here.
This month will be a great month for us in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Now, we are not saying that the government should not borrow. But when they borrow, we should know what the money is meant for and use it for that purpose. But we know that election is around the corner. And when they borrow, they will use that money for the election. The citizen of the country will not benefit from that money. So we beg of them that they should do the needful. They should remember that the end is very, very important. So what we are facing in Nigeria is not palatable. They should change for better. Reverend Canon Babatunde, speaking from Lanlate.
Yes, Reverend Canon Babatunde from Lanlate. Thank you very much for your opinion. And yes, but of course, when they were saying this borrowing, the reasons why they wanted to borrow, they mentioned some things about infrastructure, completing the Calabar Lagos highway, the Sokoto Superway, and health sector, so we don't know. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Adimala Fagan.
Yes, you're welcome.
Happy New Month.
Yes, same to you.
Yes.
On security. More than the security agencies, police, the army, and Motekun are trying. They are tackling insecurity. And these insurgents, terrorists, they have particular mission. They are in hideout and others. And there is more to do. The security agencies have responsibility, and they must do the needful. There's need for increased collaboration, and they must take responsibility of promoting life and property. They must protect life and property. And this, on this budget and other. So the government has planned, and the objective of the budget is to provide infrastructure, agriculture, and other. And they need to pay for their contribution. And the government will spend, and they expect to generate revenue. They will make money. So the money should be spent judiciously, and the government need to do the needful. Things need to change for better, and the price of goods and prices must come down. Be able to reduce it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for calling this morning.
Yes, one more call before we end the program this morning.
Well, more politics going on in Abuja. President Bola Tinubu on Tuesday received an audience. Former national chairman of the APC, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, and the former Minister of Defense, Badru Babubakar, in separate meeting at the presidential villa in Abuja. The meeting came a day after the former governor of Kano State and NNPP chieftain, Dr. Rabi Kwankwaso, defected to the ADC. ADC is reinforcing. APC is not sleeping. It's going to be interesting.
Yes. APC is not sleeping.
All right, that's the size of conversation this beautiful morning. The very first edition in the month of April 2026. Big thanks to everyone who's been part of today's program, for listening, and of course for putting your calls through. And don't forget those joining us online on Oluyole 98.5 FM Facebook page. The show returns tomorrow morning. Till then, do have a beautiful, beautiful day. My name is Buluwaji Ogumala.
My name is Bimbo Akombi on the program. And yes, Toby is there, yes, with some sports. Yes, talking about the sports tidbits, which is the next program on Oluyole FM 98.5 right here in the city of Ibadan. Good morning.
TG the Hitmaker.
Yes, good morning, sports fans. Wednesday morning, the midweek edition, the very first edition also for the month of April, the fourth month in the year. Happy new month to you. And of course, we bring you your breakfast sports show on radio. My name is Oluyole, your host on the program this morning. And on the menus, we'll be bringing you, a whole lot of interesting sporting stories, breaking news, I must tell you. And of course, I trust us to be your guide as we navigate the ever exciting world of sport. My name is Toby Ajoli, your host on the program this morning, and special hello to listeners on Okyogo 96.3 FM and Agility 92.1 FM. You're live, and we're listening to us live from the mother station in the ancient city of Ibadan. And of course, it's always a pleasure to have you join us on this dial. I have Dakpo, I also have Abiodun in the studio with me, and of course we'll be doing justice to some of the stories which we have on the menu this morning. We have update from the world of table tennis. Also from football, we have update from the friendly games which went down yesterday, and even the World Cup playoff sport, as right now the 48 teams to compete at the upcoming Summer World Cup in the Americas has now been completed. Of course, we'll be talking about ramifications regarding some of these events. So just sit back and enjoy what we've curated for you on the program this morning. Yes, we are live on Facebook and on YouTube. Oluyole 98.5 FM is the channel name. So drop your comment on that platform. If you want to call into the live studio, 07055551985, 07055551985, invariably call 08055009850. So yes, those two phone numbers admit your calls into our live studio this morning. Without further ado, I will start with table tennis on the program. We are Nigerian veteran table tennis player Quadri Aruna. Yes, he has crashed out of the 2026 International Table Tennis, that's the ITTF World Cup, after suffering a second straight set defeat, this time to Sora Matsushima in his final Group 6 match at the Galaxy Arena in Macau yesterday, Tuesday. And the Nigerian who needed victory to keep his hopes of progression alive following his opening loss was outclassed by the world number 8 with Matsushima sealing a 3-0 win in 17 minutes and 35 seconds. And the Japanese star took the match at 12-10